So right now, the Jinki 40, which moves from the shadow of exhaustion to the gift of resolve to the awakened state of divine will, is in transit, and it happens to be right in the middle of my hologenetic profile. So it's quite occupies quite an important position, and I worked with it for quite a while and contemplated it deeply. And it was interesting to me that I was wanting to record just a couple of shorts exploring the three frequencies: shadow, gift, and the awakened state for 2 days now. But I was just sitting there, couldn't find any words. I didn't know what to say, or it just felt so blank. And actually, it was paradoxically, it was exactly what the shadow of exhaustion points towards. And when it's not having the energy or exhausting myself trying to do something that is against life's flow. So I sat with that paradox for a while. I'm like, does this mean I'm not meant to record videos and share my contemplations? As if I was meant to, the energy would be there. Um, so yeah, and then I did record the 3 shorts, and the whole 60-second limitation was a little bit of pressure. It came off a little bit. Yes, it was just distracting, and was difficult to work with. Although it obviously opened something, because after recording the shorts, I feel like, okay, no, the shorts were too short. I do feel like maybe I want to talk about these themes a little bit longer, so here's the little bit longer version. So yes, divine wheel. I have an interesting story to share that a few months ago, I've actually decided, okay, completely ego begun. I'm completely surrendering to life's flow. Whatever life brings to me, I will just say yes to it and do it, because that is the essence of divine will. Um, and I ended up in burnout very rapidly. I mean, within 2 weeks, my body was already, there was an internal insight, which is my life's work, um, saying that I'm heading for burnout and that it's not a sustainable pace. And then, sure enough, within a couple of weeks, I was just completely shut down, um, almost incoherent at some points. So wasn't bad because I caught it early. I'm like, I know what's coming. I had burnout before. I know. I feel the symptoms. So yes, I retreated and started recuperating early enough, but still, it's a big lesson. Big lesson that I'm still unraveling, and was hoping to maybe record in this discussion. I still like to think of it as a discussion with you, with my friend, who maybe shed some light on it. So, yeah, I mean, just again to summarize, the shadow of exhaustion. So, exhaustion comes from spreading the energies too thinly, like trying to, the mind saying what it is that we need to be doing, and external demands and everything like this, and then we just respond thinking that's the what can you do, that's life, right? You gotta do all these things, um, but yeah, not really being in tune with life, just I guess I would even say being kind of numb to life, just doing what needs to be done. So yes, exhaustion comes from when you're not in the flow of life and doing what you're really meant to be doing on this earth with your individual genius. That's when you exhaust yourself. And just as I said it, I guess that's I realized my first mistake, right? Is that I thought that life, one of the key Gene Key's teachings is let life come towards you, like completely relax, stop forcing and trying to create, or trying to manifest things in the outer world. Like life will bring everything you need and want towards you. And you just need to respond. So I guess maybe I took it too literally by saying, okay, well, whatever requests, etc., come my way, that is life coming towards me, and this is where I need to move and respond and do what is asked of me, and the energy will come. And when the energy didn't come, I guess I had to scratch the surface deeper. And I guess this is where the gift of resolve then comes in, because the gift of resolve speaks of ruthlessly cutting out non-essentials as we tune in more into life, as we discover our gifts, our talents, and what is unique, my unique contribution I came here to make, which is that part I think is really difficult for me, the cutting out, because I'm the kind of person who wants to learn everything and do everything and just get inspired and excited by so many things, which also feels like, isn't that life, calling me by giving me the inspiration? And then, yeah, so the important part of the resolve is, in fact, saying no. Saying no to creating boundaries and saying no to have the resolve and the focus on the one thing, even if it comes in the form of multiple things that I'm meant to do in this life, requires that I set boundaries on my energy and resources. So that, I guess, I was trying to do the whole divine will thing without going through the gift of resolve first, which says that I need to create boundaries and that I need to say no to external demands on my time and resources, which is what I wasn't doing. And what I've learned, I guess the biggest thing I've learned out of that experience, excuse that, what's the dog doing? Come on, Shy. I know you want to be a superstar, but is that, yeah, life, external demands and people asking me to do things and help them is not the life coming towards me. And that it is, in fact, more important, if not as important, if not more important, to actually listen to the inner voice, the intuition, the slight nudges, the perhaps body tiredness. These are all the signs. And I wasn't listening to any of that. Thinking life externally comes towards me, but life, especially the more you go inside, it's the internal life, I guess, that's what we need to tune into, the inside. Inside. But yeah, just still, I guess, trying to work through with myself. Life comes towards me, but I need to be listening to my inside, coming from inside of me more. How does this two combine? Yes, in a way, life will bring a variety of people, choices, and invitations my way. And it's, the turtle. You can see the turtle because I can barely see the turtle, but she's a constant visitor and companion. In fact, that's what inspired the turtle that I made out of the shell as my talisman and kin animal. It's just over there, over there. You can't see her because I can barely see her, but she's there. I can see the top of the shell bobbing along. There's two! Oh my god. Probably ever saw one and now I can see two. So exciting. Alright, well, before I thought that, I'm moving against life's flow by not because I didn't have the energy to record this. I thought, okay, well, maybe I got it wrong and I'm not meant to video contemplate with you in this manner. But not one, but two turtles. Makes me feel like, no, it's a sign. I'll take it as a sign. Maybe I should speak to the turtles. They bring a different gift when they'll contemplate. They bring your prosperity. And I guess also in a way resolve, because the message of the turtle was figure out what it is that you meant to do, listen inside, and then really put it into action. Which I guess is in a way is what I'm trying to do here. So interesting how it all ties in, huh? So resolve is putting my aim on the mark, realizing what it is I'm meant to do here, and doing it with resolve without wasting my energies on unnecessary activities, which includes responding to other people's demands on my time and resources. Sorry, people. So interesting. Okay, so I see how this works now. I'm getting the insights. I still feel like I'm not necessarily very coherent about them, but because I'm getting the insights, I guess all this matters, right? But yeah, no, I'm liking it now. Right, so a little bit of a block at the start doesn't mean that it's not something I need to be doing. It just means I need to go right ahead. And it actually, it's interesting because it now mirrors the very first contemplation that I've done a few days ago, where I told myself that I shouldn't wait for the mood to connect or to speak. The mood will elevate and come in the process of me connecting and speaking. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. How interesting. I'm just like, I don't know if you can feel, oh, and then we have the dolphins. Oh my God, it's all happening. All happening. See if I can't zoom out. You can't zoom in this mode. Oh no. But anyway, so I guess I'll just point at them, and then maybe I can do some highlighting. I'm gonna highlight in the video. Don't have enough resolve for that, but maybe you'll see them. So yeah, we got turtles and we got dolphins. It's all happening in this pet paradise. So where was I? Resolve. So yeah, I guess this is the contemplative lifestyle. Is when I contemplate. Also, part of the Jinkies wisdom is always speaking I statements. So, this video highlights to me how often I don't. So I resolve speaking I statements going forward. Where are they? There was a whole big pot of them. Let's see. There they are. There they are. How do I do it with my finger? There. Oh. Yeah. Beautiful. So even though turtle stands for Jinky 14, but I'm also working with closely, maybe I can also associate it with the Jinky 40. Resolve. Go ahead into action, whatever it is I'm meant to be bringing out into this world. And here I am, and while I was talking, I did get some energy and an uplifting in mood and some extra animals visiting, aside from all these animals visiting and watching and listening. They're approaching. Once or twice I did try to swim out to them, but they're pretty skittish. They didn't like that, and they swam away. And also on a paddleboard I tried approaching them, same result. Resolve. I think I resolved the resolve for myself. I also like the other keynote for resolve is actually relaxation. Relaxation in two ways. One way is where you make sure you have time for relaxation. So by setting boundaries, I have to balance. It kind of feels more natural to say you though. I have to balance. You have to balance. Oh, now I'm stumped. Oh, it's stumped my exploration. It feels more natural to say you because I'm talking to you. But it's also my experience. No, there is a difference. The wisdom speaks to you, offering certain ways of acting and thinking and behaving. and my experiences, speaking about my experience as an ice skater. So yes, I think I figured it out. So yes, you, the gift of resolve, should really be dubbed the gift of relaxation, is balancing, making sure to balance the service and the doing of your expression of your genius in the world with rest and relaxation, by creating those boundaries and by just prioritizing rest and relaxation. Like the way I've done it in my life is that I start the day with this, because once I open my computer or I start interacting with people, it's before you know it, the sun going down and I have to go to bed. It's very, I wouldn't call it, it's no longer chaotic. Occasionally, very occasionally, but it's an unpredictable flow. So yes, the way I balance my rest and relaxation is that I make sure I start the day with it. This is my priority. So here I am. And what obviously you have to find yours. The regular advice of create bookends to your workday and finish at 5 p.m. and have a ritual around that. It never worked for me. If it works for you, I'm very, very jealous and also very, very happy. It's very important. I guess if you have a family, there is no way around it, and maybe it's one of the blessings. I don't not have. I have many other blessings. And the other key to relaxation is that, as I already mentioned in the exploration of the shadow of exhaustion, is that it's really doing a life's work. The energy is provided by the universe, whatever is the appropriate word for you. And so it calls for complete relaxation on our behalf, even in the flow of doing and creating. It's kind of like an internal relaxation of all the tension, of all the striving, of all the forcing. And I guess this naturally, I think I've explored all the key points for the resolve. Got very important distinction for myself. The resolve is focusing on what it is that I'm here to do, and cutting out irrelevant to that activities, and having the resolve to say no things, invitations and requests for help. So yeah, and that takes us on onto the into the, they call it in Jinkies, they call it a CD, but so since I'm trying to make this more widely accessible, I'll call it the awakened state. I know there's lots of different semantic arguments can be made that awakened state is just the, you know, resolution of the self, and merging with one consciousness. But within Jinkies, I guess you call them like little, I guess it would be pathways, different flavors, different ways to get there. So the awakened state of the divine will speaks to complete 100% relaxation. So the body entirely relaxes, I guess, as the egoic mind collapses, and you become an instrument of the divine. Which divine is, I think this is, I'm starting to wrap my head around it. So they're talking about us individual human beings being cells in a grander Homo sanctus organism, and this is where it all ties in. So relaxation, imagine an individual cell within your body was like struggling and fighting and trying to do its own thing, from its own little cell mind. I don't think you'd have much of a body. wouldn't really work and live very well if every cell of your body was doing its thing, its own thing, which it thought it knew exactly what it had to do. But then if we let go of our individual thinking and surrender to the will of this grander organism, then we will function effortlessly in a way that us as individual cells in our individuality are meant to function, doing what it is that we're meant to bring into this global body of humanity in our own unique way, effortlessly, as the cells function completely effortlessly. And then the divine will, yes, the divine will, which is the will of this Homo sanctus, which is also holographically our own will express to you, to me. See, obviously, this is like, you gotta excuse the grappling of the mind with the concepts beyond the mind. It's always going to be very limited, but we do our best. And I guess my mistake in the very first little story I shared with you at the start, where I was trying to do divine will, you know, surrender completely, wherever life calls me, I'm just going to do that. Still probably done out of the thinking mind, out of out of probably a ton of unconscious motivations that weren't quite correct. I find that the dog muzzling is quite distracting. So the dog, oh, you see them, they're jumping, just there like, oh my god. Divine will. So yeah, another key aspect, I guess, that I just remembered is that the awakened states isn't something we can do. It's a flowering. The only thing we can do is recognize the shadow states, do what needs to be done to, kind of transmute it in a way, and then work within the domain of the gift sphere, which for me would be focusing on the one thing, which right now is spreading the Jinkies message and helping people enter the transmission and not be overwhelmed. And yeah, so there you have it. So what else is there? There's something else that wants to be said. But yeah, divine will is in my spiritual quotient SQ, which sits right in the middle of the profile, in between all the other spheres and pathways. And I've been intuiting for a while now that it is like a portal into a completely different way of being that I guess I've been trying to force my way in. It's yeah, it's a funny way to maybe summarize my previous attempts at it. I just gotta resolve, stay with it, till it pulls me in by the divine will. Alright, I think this is it. I'll do you another panorama to imbibe the beauty of this Saturday morning. Boats going for sailing. My place still in need of a lot of renovation after the cyclones. But I'd much rather exercise my gift of resolve and resolve to spend time in Jinkies, contemplations, and conversations. So yes, if you'd like to have a conversation about your Jinkies or transiting Jinkies or anything to do with going inside altogether in general, because that is the overarching lesson of Jinkies and I guess every other tradition out there, mystic tradition, religious tradition, is to go inside. Hey, you go inside. Stop growling. So yeah, reach out. I'm looking for conversation partners, especially for this format, and really excited to see where this goes. But also excited to continue doing continue doing these contemplations. My dogs are getting restless. All right, bye for now.